you're here, another FIFA visit
Yes.
to Bermuda. Let's break down the purpose of this particular trip and what you're looking for from the Bermuda Football Association, or what you have been looking for from the Bermuda Football Association.
Okay. Well, just a second background. FIFA has a performance program which each member association in the world has the ability to request, and Bermuda FA requested that program last year. As a result of some meetings we had last year, we had a leadership retreat, and we are now in the next stage of finalizing their strategic planning, and that was the purpose of my visit on this occasion, to assist with the development of the Bermuda FA's strategic plan.
Now, I'll go right to you, David, real quick. When you see FIFA's global plan and strategic plans, how do you guys first marry it down to then get FIFA's assistance in making it become a reality for Bermuda?
Well, first and foremost, FIFA is very proactive in supporting the work of its national association. So from that aspect, we had to conform to obviously the protocols and the guidelines for actually being involved in this program. And as you mentioned, FIFA's global approach to the game is something that we take and we mirror it, or shall we say even maybe package it in such a way that is applicable and relevant to Bermuda football. And this is the benefit that we have of working with Engineer and her team of development specialists who can help us to focus in on the reality as opposed to, in some cases, the pie in the sky aspect that we all want for football. And so, to be honest, it was not a very difficult situation for us because we had, actually, as Angelina said, we had gone through the leadership program, and this was the next phase.
Angelina, I know you go to various countries to fulfill the FIFA need for the assistance of global football. The message you bring and take around, how do you separate that? Because each country has different needs and different goals. I guess the ultimate goal is to reach the FIFA target of what you're trying to accomplish. But each country you go to has different challenges. How are you able to I guess work all those challenges into what the ultimate goal is?
Well, first of all, FIFA doesn't really have a target for everyone. We base our expectations on what each association, each national association can actually accomplish based on populations and where they want to go. It's not really at this point about what FIFA wants. FIFA only wants that we have a certain level of professionalism, that we have a quality that we bring to the game, and that is the only expectation really. So when I visit, it is for the sole purpose of assisting our associations to get what they actually need and want for their own purposes, their own plans, their own objectives, so that then they can fulfill what the needs are, the local needs are.
What do you think? How far off is Bermuda in your eyes?
How far off?
From their reaching the goals and that which they want to accomplish.
Actually, I was happily surprised that they had a strategic plan, quite a bit of which was already fulfilled. Some things they weren't able to do because of some funding difficulties and changes. And also last year when we were here, they had Bermuda FA prepared, the executive committee prepared a series of action plans, most of which they were able to fulfill also. So I believe that based on the way they plan and follow up, that they are not far off at all, and they will continue working towards an actual vision and mission that they have already decided upon.
What assistance do you bring to ensure that they can fulfill these goals and accomplishments?
That really depends on them, where they need to go. Right now, FIFA is assisting through the GO project at the Clyde Best Center of Excellence. Mm-hmm. We'll continue working with them on that while they finalize everything that needs to be done there. We also assist with various courses and technical expertise, lots of mentoring. You do have the I should say I shouldn't say luck, but you do have the advantage in Bermuda of having a large number of experienced people who help out a lot, and those people are able to also bring their expertise once there is a line in which they can follow and a structure they can work within.
And for you, David, the Clyde Center of Excellence, we've seen the structure go up. It to me, I go across quite often. It almost seems as if it's slowed down. Are we still on target? Are we still on schedule for the completion?
Yeah, we're on target for completion. You know, we obviously have some reevaluations that we're currently going through just to make sure that, you know, as we make the final push, that all the resources are lining up with funding, et cetera, et cetera. Exciting. Don't get disturbed or perturbed by, you know, what you may or may not see. The focus is to actually have the building ready so that we can move in at the beginning of the upcoming season. So, you know, stay optimistic as we are, stay positive, and you know, as any construction project goes, you know, you have peaks and valleys in the development of it, but at the end of the day, we are on target.
And then, what you do for FIFA, how does that affect on the field as much as it does off the field work that you do with the associations?
Well, I would expect that the work we do should affect on the field more than anything else. But when we say on the field, it's not necessarily in the competitive or even professional end, but more towards youth and growing areas, like in the case of Bermuda, maybe women's football, maybe even beach soccer and futsal in the future. But that is our major aims in development, to really look at youth and development from a young age and in areas of football that can actually help society. And most of the associations that I work with are very, very keen on getting the society benefits of football.
Now, last year, I must say, Bermuda had a very good performance at the youth level in both male and female. David, is that a reflection of some of the work that's been done both on and off the field in preparing mentally the financing challenges, and has that been a reflection of the association itself?
I mean, to be honest, I think it has to be. Otherwise, what else could we put it down to? It's a combination of the association, it's a combination of the clubs, it's a combination of the parents, players, coaches. It's a family, and everyone has a significant part to play, no matter sometimes how big or how small. Consistently done, purpose-driven, hopefully yields results. And from, you know, the Bermuda Football Association standpoint, we've seen the establishment of the National Academy now for several years. We've had consistency in the coaches that have been involved, and you can see with the support of our major sponsors like Catlin, Appleby, the Bermuda government, that, you know, football is flourishing. But we are in a strategic mode where we want to push on to the next level. And this is the mission. This is the support and the assistance we have from FIFA. And in due course, this is what we'll be able to bring to the community.
Angelina, on that note, when organizations are doing strategic plans,
Yes.
what are time frames that you try to advise them to hit their targets? Because, I mean, some groups might have a 1-year plan, some might a 10-year plan, but people want to see some sort of action sort of thing. So how instrumental are you in with talking to them about hitting those time frames?
That's a very good question. Actually, in football and most of the member associations and FIFA, we tend to work within a 4-year period. For many reasons, some of which financial, but a lot of it based on when tournaments occur. It's more or less on a cycle. So you have a very good idea as to what will be coming up next. So we have we usually suggest that they stick to a 4-year cycle. Some go on to 10, 20 years from now. But for first stage of a planning process, we tend to encourage that it be done for a shorter period so you can really set some realistic goals, get to a more stable place, and then you reassess at that point, and you plan much further ahead.
Now, for FIFA, and obviously Caribbean has a lot of islands and so forth, are they using that as a stepping stone for like beach soccer to get it kicked off? And I know they have a beach football World Cup and all that type of stuff, but I think I've been reading throughout the Caribbean that it's something that they really want to push in this region. How do we get started? How does the funding aspect of it all? Because to prepare a team to play games or to even set a field, a playing area. I mean, we can go up horseshoe big, but are we really going to get what we really need? So how does FIFA plan to expose countries more and more to the beach side of it all?
Well, from FIFA's end, we already have several courses and equipment-based projects that that each association has access to. But we also encourage that, especially in the case of beach soccer, that it comes up from the grassroots, that they start at a really basic level. We have associations that go on beaches and rope off areas. That's the correct size, and they don't really have to put in it would be a safe facility, but it wouldn't be what you would use, say, in an international tournament. So we encourage that it starts at the grassroots level, that the association takes a very direct arrangement in the way it's organized, and that is the best we can do until there are enough resources to really support a well-developed league, which is where we should start. Having activities for kids, getting into a league, things like that. Then we would not overly push, because we also don't want any association to have too many things on their plate and then nothing gets done. So that's where we are. I personally love beach soccer. It is an amazing sport, and it's very entertaining. It's a very fun activity, and it's of course extremely good for technical skills and even physical performance. But I don't push, and FIFA also does not push anybody into doing things that they are not yet prepared for. So the encouragement is there, but